Heriberto Lazcano was born on December 25th, 1974, on Christmas Day, in either Apan Hidalgo or Villa Unión, Coahuila. Even that part of his story is blurry, but what's clear is that he grew up in poverty, deep poverty, no wealth, no name, no prospects, just a quiet kid who worked construction and carried bags of cement. Before he even turned 18, he wasn't loud, he wasn't flashy, he was cold, focused, the type of kid who didn't waste words and didn't waste his energy. Everything about him said, "I'm cold-blooded." At 17 years of age, he joined the Mexican army, and from the beginning, he wasn't just any soldier. He rose into the GAFES, the Grupo Aeromóvil de Fuerzas Especiales, the most elite force in the Mexican militaries. The ones that were trained by Israeli commandos, U.S. Green Berets, Colombian jungle warfare instructors, and he was also trained in torture tactics, training in tracking, urban warfare, psychological operations, and even survival behind enemy lines. He served in Chiapas during the Zapatistas rebellion in 1994. That's when he learned how to move throughout the mountains, how to blend in with the villagers, and how to hunt people without being seen. But Heriberto Lazcano didn't stay loyal to the flag for long. In 1997, he deserted the army. He just walked away. He wasn't alone. Dozens of gafes left with him. Why? Because the money was better in the drug trade. He was recruited by Osiel Cárdenas Guillén, leader of the Gulf Cartel, who was looking to build a paramilitary protection unit. Heriberto didn't just join, he helped design it. He named it Los Zetas, a name that he gave to a group of gafes trained in the USA. So he stuck with it, using Los Zetas. He became Zeta 3 or C3, the third man. But more importantly, he was the most disciplined and strategic mind in the group. At first, he was just Osiel's bodyguard, his right-hand man. Osiel was known as El Mata Amigos, the friend killer, because he executed his own allies. Lazcano was loyal to him. He was brutal and efficient. When Osiel pointed, Lazcano shot. In 1999, he helped threaten 2 U.S. agents, one from the FBI and one from the DEA. Right there in Matamoros, guns to their heads. That incident made Osiel an international target, and eventually he was arrested. But Heriberto didn't go down. He rose to power. After Osiel was captured, Lazcano started building power inside the Gulf Cartel. He was transformed Los Zetas from bodyguards to warlords. Under his leadership, they began collecting taxes, running kidnappings, extorting businesses, and controlling entire towns. Los Zetas went from being a protection squad to a full-blown cartel. Their tactics were unlike anything Mexico had seen before. They didn't hide, they sent messages, dismemberments, beheadings, executions filmed on tape. They didn't just traffic cocaine, they ran oil theft, migrant extortion, human trafficking, and Lazcano ran them like a CEO, quiet, unseen, and always calculating. He was obsessed with discipline. That's why many Zetas use military ranks and training. Lazcano made sure that even his killers acted like soldiers. He built alliances with ex-cabiles from Guatemala, mercenaries from Venezuela, and ex-cops in Mexico. He formed alliances with street gangs in Central America to move bodies, drugs, and weapons. His enemies were many, but his own people feared him more than they feared his rivals. Now, while most narcos chase fame, women, and jewelry, Heriberto Lazcano kept things low-key. He was obsessed with racehorses, bullfighting, and cockfighting. He owned multiple ranches, but rarely showed up. He was a ghost, always rumored to be nearby, but he was never seen. There's even a chilling story about Heriberto Lazcano kidnapping a young female to make her his wife. Despite running one of the most violent organizations in Mexico, Lazcano avoided publicity completely. No photos, no videos, no voice recordings. He wasn't flashy like El Chapo. He didn't do interviews, he didn't trust anyone. And still, everyone knew him by his name, El Lasca, El Comandante, or Zeta 3. Now this is where the story gets a little bit strange. There were 3 separate times that Lazcano was reported to be dead. The first time was in 2007, a firefight in Tamaulipas, multiple bodies on the ground. One of them looked like Lazcano, but hours later it was confirmed to be someone else. The second time came in 2010. Word spread that he had been poisoned at a meeting by one of his lieutenants. Again, no confirmation, no body, and no government announcement. Just more silence. Then came October 7, 2012. The Mexican Navy said they killed him in a shootout in Progreso, Coahuila. The operation was supposedly triggered by an anonymous tip from locals. The Marines showed 2 photos of one of Lazcano's body and one of his face. They said it was him, that they had a fingerprint that matched him, and that the leaders of the Zetas had finally died. But then something incredible happened. His body was stolen. A group of armed men broke into the funeral home that he was at. They took his corpse. Just like that, in the middle of the town, surrounded by federal forces, and no one stopped them. No DNA test was ever shown publicly. No video of the raid. No press conferences with the body, just 2 photographs and silence. From that moment, theories exploded. Some said that the whole shootout was fake and that the government cut a deal with Lazcano and let him disappear. Others believed that the body wasn't even his, that they needed to claim a victory, so they faked one. Some believe Lazcano fled to South America, possibly Argentina, Guatemala, or Spain. Others believe he's living in quiet exile, protected by a deal that he made in exchange of turning onto his own men. There was no autopsy, no funeral. The official story is that he died, but nobody can prove it. And what about his legacy? Heriberto Lazcano changed the face of the organized crime in Mexico. He militarized it. He trained killers like soldiers, ran his cartel like a business, and treated territories like he was at war zones. After his so-called death, Los Zetas fractured. One side became the Cartel del Noreste, another went rogue. The violence got worse, not better, and new cartels like the CGNG copied Lazcano's playbook: discipline, brutality, and total control. Even today, his name carries weight. His methods are still used, and his disappearances remain as one of the biggest mysteries in Mexico's narco history. Was Heriberto Lazcano truly killed in 2012, or did he vanish like everyone says? One thing is certain, no other drug lord disappeared like him. No handcuffs, no trial, just whispers and fear. He's probably roaming free, but we might never know, or he's probably dead like some people claim.